Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday and welcome back to another weekly home fragrance roundup. If you are new around here, this video pretty much goes up most Saturdays and it's just an opportunity for me to talk about all of the home fragrance that I was using around the house over the course of the past week. So what I was burning, what I was melting, what I was crocking, what I was lamping, and now also to the routine, we get to add what I'm using in my Pura devices because I'm currently testing out the Pura system. So anyway, we have much to discuss this week, but before we get into it, the usual disclaimer, check out the description box. There's going to be a lot of information down there. First of all, there are some home fragrance related videos that you might be interested in that are always linked in that description box, such as Candle Crock and Candle Lamp 101. I do sometimes get a lot of questions about crocks and lamps. Which one should I pick? Do I need both? How do I use them? You know, yada, yada, yada. So I created a whole video around that particular topic, and hopefully that will help you decide which of those devices, if any, you want to add to your home fragrance routine. Also down there will be information for candle sales that are happening this weekend. Those, the companies that I list are the ones that I just tend to shop from the most frequently. There's also some discount codes down there for both HomeWorx and for Kringle. Yeah, it's just a plethora of information, so always be sure to check that description box out. You might be able to find your answer down there faster than I can get back to you in the comments. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's dive in. I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys around the house and show you what I am currently burning, what I'm crocking. I'm actually not using any of my lamps right now, so I don't have any lamping stuff to show you, but I'm certainly using my crocks pretty actively. So let's go ahead and dive in to what's currently happening around the house. And really quickly, we're gonna get started with what's behind me because this is easy. This is Pumpkin S'mores from Bath & Body Works, and you guys, it's so good. This is one of those fragrances that came highly recommended from many of you, and I ended up purchasing a backup of it when I placed my first order to be able to test it out. I'm so glad that I did. I love that scent. So I'm still kind of nursing through my first one here, but I am definitely going to be rocking some more pumpkin s'mores in the month of October as well. So anyway, that is what is burning behind me here. I already have an in-depth review of that one up. And what was kind of interesting to me in that review is I find this to be a pretty strong, I would say almost like powerhouse level candle from Bath & Body Works. But in my review, a lot of you guys said yours is really light, which is wild because this one here, basically, I can smell throughout the bulk of the downstairs of my house. Like, this candle is so strong. Can you guys hear the leaf blower? It's my neighbor Mike. He's out again. Okay. Hopefully that was it. We'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with what else is burning and melting in my candle crocks. Okay, in the entryway, I do have Bath & Body Works leaves going right now. And I have to say, I don't think that pumpkin s'mores and leaves are necessarily the best combo together. I think that's mostly just because both of these fragrances are quite potent. But yeah, the pumpkin s'mores is definitely more of a gourmand type fragrance, whereas leaves is obviously not. So I wouldn't recommend these two together, but it certainly smells like a fall extravaganza in here right now. I feel like I haven't been the best about paying attention to some of my candle blends as of late, and I have come up with some really weird or sometimes borderline gross combinations. The combination of leaves and pumpkin s'mores is not necessarily disgusting. I just don't think that they're super great together. But am I still gonna keep burning them both? Yep. Because now I have committed to a 3-hour burn, and we're going to do a 3-hour burn. After that, I will air this house out, and I will be a little bit more mindful about what I light this afternoon. But anyway, loving my leaves here. It is so, so good. Here in the laundry room is one of my favorite candle crocks. I wish I could link this crock for you, but it was discontinued a long time ago. I do have two very neutral options that I link in the description box of the video here, so check that out if you're interested. But in this crock, I have my Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple. I'm a little heartbroken, but not entirely surprised that I had to pop this one into the crock at the halfway point. This one came with the really thick rope-like, or I like to call them tree stump-like wicks. We all know these wicks from Bath & Body Works. For whatever reason, these are the wicks that are most likely to dud out on me in terms of essentially just like, they will just disappear. When I lit this during the last burn that I was able to do, the wicks were fine, but by the time that I reached the 3-hour mark, the wicks had almost but like completely disappeared. I had the tiniest little flames that were basically just right like above the wax. And essentially, like, there was no way for me to light this candle without, like, you know, getting some of that wax out of there. But then in all likelihood, just based on previous experience, I know that even if I cotton balled some of that wax out, those wicks would just continue to essentially like eat themselves. So I decided to go ahead and put my beloved here in the crock. And I mean, I'm not mad that I have to crock this one. It's a great, really vibrant, juicy, fruity apple scent. It's great for the month of September. It's wonderful for transitioning into like those heavier pumpkin scents. So it's a nice fragrance to have in the background. I just really enjoyed it when I was burning it. So I think I'm a little butthurt about that. But at any rate, it is going to live in here probably for at least another week. So you might actually see this again in next week's video, as it is kind of finishing up the remainder of its fragrance releasing life, I guess you could say. All right, let's head upstairs. Before we head upstairs, I thought it might be kind of helpful to show you guys where in the house I have placed my two Pura devices. Full disclosure, I purchased one of these devices and a bunch of the vials from Pura myself when they had a 25% off sale. But HomeWorx was also kind enough to send me a Pura system with a couple of their fragrances as well. So this one here is the one that I purchased, and I decided to put it in the entryway of the house. So just in terms of visuals, this is the area here where I film. This is the front door. So I figured this would be kind of a good placement for this guy here because it is near the front of the house. I decided to put the one in my kitchen over here on our kitchen island. So I have them pretty evenly spaced, I guess you could say, in the downstairs of the house. So anyway, whenever I'm talking about the Pura devices, these are the areas where I have them located. But let's go ahead and head upstairs now and take a look at what is going in the rest of the crocks. This is the candle crock that lives in our master bedroom, and this is actually one of the crocks that I have linked down below. So if you like the look of this one, it is linked for you. But anyway, in here, as you can see, is a very full Yankee Candle pumpkin wreath. I feel like this one is kind of nearing the end of its life. I do keep my crocks on 24/7. So once a candle gets put into the crock, I leave it on until the fragrance oils have all dissipated essentially, and I can't smell anything. Then I turn the crock off, and at that point I let the wax harden, and I will plop a new candle in. So I do have a couple of Kringle Halloween candles that will be going into these crocks here in the upstairs. So I already have a replacement for this one, but I feel like I can still smell a little bit of that original pumpkin wreath scent. So I'm gonna let it go for another day or two. But yeah, I think I only have 2 of these candles left. They were paraffin, by the way, so I don't really burn paraffin in my house anymore. If you've watched my videos for any length of time, you know that my personal preference really is soy. I just find it to be a much cleaner burning formula. So at any rate, I am glad to finally be using up the last of these Yankee candles that I have had now for many, many years. I think I bought all of these pumpkin wreath candles in like 2013, 2014. I don't even remember. But anyway, I bought a lot and I am finally using them up. So it makes me feel kind of good. Almost 10 years later. That's depressing. I hold on to candles for a long time sometimes, but I'm working on that. I am working on it. I am still making good progress. All right, let's go visit the last candle crock. This is my third candle crock, and this one lives in the back bedroom of our house. This is Moody Witch with a Broomstick from Kringle Candle. This was from the Artist Collection, which was a new concept for Kringle this year. This is a very heavy tuberose fragrance. I don't know, 'tis not really the season for tuberose in my eyes, but I will say it is a really lovely fragrance. It's a definite floral, and I am not one to put candles away once I have burned them. I would actually really like for this fragrance to come back in the spring. There are several fragrances from this artist collection that I would love to see return in the spring, just because they are beautiful florals with a really great performance. But I just think they were kind of released in the wrong season. So anyway, for what it's worth, this Moody Witch with a Broomstick is a lovely scent. And it's definitely doing a good job scenting this whole like back part of the house here. I just wish that these were a little bit more Halloween-y in their presentation. I did share all of the remainder of my artist collection reviews on Thursday on my channel here. So if you missed those, you can go take a look at my Kringle and Country Candle playlist on my main channel. All of the videos are up there now. So if you are interested in any in-depth reviews of some of these Kringle fragrances, be sure to check those videos out. But at any rate, let's go back downstairs. Hopefully Mike and his leaf blowing activities have ceased, and we can get back to talking about more candles. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that little tour of what is currently burning and what I'm crocking. I will say it smells like a little bit of a hodgepodge right now. The pumpkin s'mores and the leaves, not really the best combo. I wouldn't suggest it, but it certainly does smell like fall in here. All right, Mike has now moved on to using his lawnmower, so I'm hoping that the camera doesn't pick that up as much as his leaf blowing activities. All right, you guys, let's dive in with what I finished this week first, and then we will move into what else I was burning. And I have a little bit of a like a surprise kind of candle to share with you guys. I'm really shocked at one, how much I love this scent, and two, how good this is in terms of the performance. We'll get to it. Okay, first of all, I finished my beloved first. This is the first of the season. This is HomeWorx Harvest Leaves. Listen, I have loved Harvest Leaves ever since HomeWorx came into being. I bought my first one from QVC in 2017, and ever since then, I have loved this fragrance. This is a staple for me in the fall, and I also really like this one around the holidays. During the holidays, I will just peel off this leafy label here and just enjoy the red wax. But this type of fragrance is just the epitome of kind of what I'm looking for when it comes to fall fragrances. The notes in here are spiced pumpkin, mandarin, cranberry, fir balsam, and applewood. By the way, this one was from 2019. That's how old this one is. This is not the original lid, by the way. It actually came with a really nice metal lid, but anyway, I just took this cheaper lid, which I still am not a fan of the fact that they never went back to the original lids, but I'm not gonna harp on that. Anyway, love me some Harvest Leaves. I'll be busting out another one here very shortly. I also finished the Forest Blackberry, you guys. Listen, this was a pretty darn good performer, and it's an amazing scent. If you like a deep, rich, beautiful blackberry for the fall. I had a pretty good performance with this one, and I really enjoyed this fragrance. The notes in here are wild blackberries, sparkling red currant, Anjou pear, and forest moss. I don't get much in the way of this red currant note, which I'm very thankful for because I have a real thing against red currant. But yeah, this one was just so enjoyable. The next time that I place an order at HomeWorx, I will definitely get more of this. This is not the lid that came with the candle, by the way. I kept all of my older, like, nicer HomeWorx lids. This one here has a gold tone to it, so it kind of makes it ideal for both fall and holiday candles. So if you have some of these nicer older lids, I would highly suggest keeping them. I kept all of my favorites, so that paid off for me, let me tell you. What else did I finish? Okay, I finished the Merlot vines. Now, I did use the remainder of the wax to finish some wax melts that I was making for our fireplace in our backyard. I really liked Merlot vines when it was burning, but I think I actually liked it a little bit better when I had it in my candle crocks. It's a really lovely fall grape scent. There's just a very nice fruitiness to this one that is super enjoyable. I typically am not like gaga over grape fragrances, and I do think, however, that Kringle does them quite well, with the exception of, what was it, Harvest? Was it Harvest? No, I was gonna say Harvest Leaves, that's not right. It came out a couple of falls ago. Okay, I'll have to find it and I'll have to put it in an annotation, but that particular grape fragrance was not great. It smelled like straight up like grape Kool-Aid, which I don't love. But this is more of like an authentic like grape, like Concord grape type scent. And again, just lovely and fruity, very enjoyable. It was wonderful in the crock. It was fine burning, but I think like I said, liked it even better in the crock. I feel like it smelled even more grapey, if you will. Anyway, glad to have finished that up. And speaking of more grape scents, this is Pinot Noir from Root. So I did finally finish the last of it. I was using this in the upstairs hallway underneath one of my candle lamps up there. I ended up pouring, again, the rest of the wax out because I needed to finish a wax melt that I was making. So this just started and ended its life underneath my candle lamp. When you are using a lamp, you're obviously melting by layers. So you have to, you know, pour the wax off as you are, you know, losing the fragrance out of each layer of melted wax. So something to think about if you don't like maintenance type situations. If you just want to like set it and forget it, get a crock. If you don't mind pouring the wax off as you know, go through layers, then, you know, get a lamp. I don't know. I obviously have both, but either way, I just think they're wonderful accessories. So that is everything that I finished this week. Other candles I was burning included the Kringle Artist Collection. All of the remainder of those videos are now live on my channel. And tomorrow, you guys, I have 5 in-depth candle reviews that are going live. They are all from the Spellbound collection. I really wanted to make a concerted effort to finish up all of the Halloween candle reviews before I move on to talking about holiday candles. Those of you that are waiting for my thoughts on the new Kringle holiday fragrances for 2024, I will have my video up either next week or early the following week as we get a little bit further, maybe into October. I know a lot of you guys are really disappointed in the current shipping situation with Kringle, and I get it. Listen, I'm waiting on an order too. I placed my order probably 2.5 weeks ago. I placed it a while ago, and typically it does not take Kringle this long. But they really got themselves into a pickle because they decided to have a really good clearance sale. They also released a bunch of new candles, and they basically got inundated with orders, and their small, like 3-person shipping team is struggling to keep up. I see a lot of people saying they should just hire extra help. I feel like this is a problem with a lot of employers, but I feel like people are struggling to find the people to staff the open positions that they have. I'm not 100% that is the issue over at Kringle, but I would probably, just if I were making an educated guess based on what my husband is also dealing with in terms of filling positions at his company, it's really hard to find employees right now. So I think it's, you know, it's very easy to say, just hire more people. I think they probably would if they could. So at any rate, it's no excuse, you know, if they're not able to hire the extra staffing, I think they should maybe try to increase the length of time between their releases. I think they're going to have to do something differently because, yeah, people are rightly annoyed. If a company is taking your money and, you know, they are not shipping products out in a timely manner, then that is, that's a problem. And most of us are used to Kringle just shipping things out almost immediately after placing our orders. So the fact that so many are waiting at this point, it's just, it's less than ideal. Let me just tell you that. So I feel for the shipping team. This is not their fault. Like, you know, like I hate to think that like they are like getting the brunt of this, but, you know, it is a frustrating situation. So I want to acknowledge, and yeah, I too I'm waiting for an order. I hope it comes soon because, where is it? Oh, it's right here. My beloved, I ordered a backup and I've been trying to nurse this one along. I expected my order to show up a little bit quicker, obviously, than it is showing up. I have not even received a shipping notice, and it takes another week after I receive shipping typically for me to get my orders. So I'm not getting my hands on my replacement of Warm and Toasty anytime soon. So I'm still, like I said, trying to nurse this one along, but I love this fragrance so much. I almost wish that I ordered 2 backups, to be completely honest. But I'm thinking that if I need to, I'll just place another order. I was trying to be, you know, good. I was trying to be good. But yeah, I love this fragrance, you guys. It's quite similar, not exactly like, but it's kind of in the same family as Marshmallow Fireside, where it has that ooey gooey, like toasted marshmallow note. But the difference with this is not only is there like a smoky hearth type note in the Warm and Toasty, but there's also like this like smoky, like specifically cedar wood type note that just is so interesting and unique. I just love this. Yeah, and there's also amber in here. I don't know, it just has all of the things that I just love. So great fragrance, and I can't wait to get my backup of it when it gets here at some point. It will. Listen, I have a whole bunch of other candles to burn in the meantime, so if I have to wait a little bit longer, I will be patient. But yeah, anyway, okay, Salted Maple Pumpkin. I don't think I've reviewed this one yet, but I burned it quite a bit this week. I actually paired this one with this together this week, and this was an amazing combo, guys. If you have both of these, you must try them together. So this is Salted Maple Pumpkin, which was new for fall 2024 for Kringle. And this is my beloved Spice Apple Crumb from HomeWorx. And I adore this fragrance. This is so beautiful. It basically smells like the apple crumble, or was it apple crumb? I think it was apple crumble from Bath & Body Works. I think Harry actually developed that fragrance for Bath & Body Works. And so I can see why he had something very similar now with HomeWorx, his own brand. Anyway, this is just a delicious, juicy, like apple crumb or crumble fragrance. So good. And it pairs so well with this Salted Maple Pumpkin. I don't normally like maple. In fact, I normally complain about maple. I love the maple in here. Maple done right, I can enjoy. But I feel like a lot of times, a lot of these maple fragrances, especially the ones that come out in the fall, are just so heavy on the maple that it just becomes cloying and overwhelming, and it's just too much. This is not too much. This is so freaking enjoyable to the point where I would absolutely repurchase this. This is so good. That is not a normal statement for me. Okay, let's keep going. We have the apple pumpkin pie from HomeWorx here. I did receive this one in PR, just so you guys are aware. I've been burning this one this week. Had a pretty good experience with it. I will say I have seen a lot of rumblings. What is that fragrance? Is it the apple picnic one? I believe it comes in a duo from QVC, so I want to say it was the apple picnic, but a lot of people are saying that it is crazy light. I almost thought about ordering that one, but after seeing some of the initial reviews, I was like, I think I'm gonna pass. Now, you can return HomeWorx candles to QVC if they are not up to your liking. You obviously can't do that with the Slatkin & Co website, but anyway, this one here is giving me a good performance, so I actually really like this scent. It's a red apple, pumpkin, clove, and ginger. It's pretty straightforward. It's not terribly exotic, but I think it's a well done fragrance. And I think the strength and throw of this one is, I mean, I would put it at like a 7.5, darn near an 8. So this one's given me a good performance. I will say the wicks they're the ones that tend to want to lean a little bit, so I have to watch the burn time with this one pretty carefully. So after pretty much 2.5, 3 hours, I will extinguish this one and I'll move on to something else and then have to trim the wicks. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints about this one. So just watch the length of time that you're burning this one. But this one is not unscented if you're wondering. Okay, okay, let's discuss this one. This was, first of all, not a candle that was intended for me at all. Our friends Lisa and Brian actually gifted this candle to my husband for his birthday. So Lisa and Brian are friends that we've had for a really long time, but they're the ones who we usually get our juniper wood from when we want to burn juniper in our fireplace in our backyard. Lisa, she was originally from Eastern Oregon, where there is a lot of juniper that grows, and so a lot of times, you know, when her family cuts wood on their property, they will cut down some juniper, and you know, Lisa will go pick it up with Brian, and then sometimes they will gift us a couple of bundles. And Craig loves the smell of juniper when it's burning. So Lisa found this at Target. This is the Threshold and Studio McGee Cypress and Juniper. This is a soy blend candle. And it's so funny. When she handed this to Craig, Craig was like, is this a present for Melanie or for me? And she was like, no, I bought it specifically for you because of the juniper. I know how much you like the juniper. And he was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I love this fragrance, you guys, and the performance is pretty darn good. I will say this took a very long time to pull out initially. Now we are burning this in our backyard, so I have this in my Crate and Barrel London Hurricane, and this is quite potent even outside in our backyard, and it just has the most beautiful, it's the most perfect combo of cypress and juniper. That's basically all that I get from this one. It is so good. I'm gonna keep burning it, and you know what? I'm gonna review Craig's birthday gift. I will do an in-depth review of this one as I get a little bit further down. I have not burned any of these Threshold candles in years, so I will say I am impressed with this one. So I don't know, maybe these Target candles are worth taking another look at. Let me know if you have tried any of the other fragrances and if you think that they are worth checking out. But this one here, I tell you what, it is good, and it is massive. How much was this? Does Target put the price on the bottom? They do not. But this is it's a 4-wick. It's a soy wax blend, and the burn time is up to 70 hours, and it's 40 ounces. So 40 ounces of wax here. Burning pretty darn good for a Target candle. So anyway, that's kind of my surprise for the week. All right, back to these candles. Again, still burning through the latest Reserve fragrances. So I have all of those here to show you guys. well, actually, I forgot to show you that I am burning the sunflowers and suede in the downstairs powder room. It's a little too strong for like that tiny, tiny powder room there. So it's very intense. I would not suggest that fragrance for a bathroom or like smaller room type setting. I think is a little too potent for that, but it smells really good in there. So anyway, pumpkin spice latte, the Japanese maple, the apple brandy, and the smoke and oak will all be reviewed, if not this next week, then the following week. Like I said, I really wanted to follow through on my commitment on finishing up the fall Halloween candles, the fall and Halloween Kringle candles that Kringle was kind enough to send my way. So once those reviews are all done, I will get back into reviewing some of the like latest releases here from Kringle. Now this, okay, I busted this out. You know, I am not the person that will save fragrances. Once I like review something, I'll typically either put it in a crock and finish it that way, or I will just continue to burn it and enjoy it. This Heartwood fragrance from the Kringle Reserve collection was released earlier this summer, and I burned it to just about the halfway point, and then it was so good that I wanted to save it for fall. This is a great fragrance for the fall. It's this very unique, kind of sweet, woody fragrance. I just love this, and I burned it a couple times this week, and it just reminded me like how gorgeous this is. So the notes in here are sandalwood, green, sage, spice, patchouli, and amber, but it really does come across as like a sweet, woody, slightly perfumey fragrance. Anyway, this one is really rocking my world, and I am so glad that I decided to save the last bit of it for the fall here, because it has been lovely during the evenings, especially since the evenings are getting a lot colder around here. It just makes me happy. So anyway, really excited to be enjoying that one. And again, I don't normally do that. Like I just don't like putting candles that I have burned away, and then like when I go to grab them, for whatever reason, if I see a candle that I've already like burned to this point, it just kind of, I don't know, it bums me out. So I usually just prefer to finish them like in the season, you know, that I received them in or bought them in or whatever. But with this one, I had to hold on to it. So also, I've started digging into the new Bath & Body Works candles that I shared in a haul. This is the pumpkin nut butter. Listen, you guys, this is great. This is a great fragrance. Is it like super exotic or new from Bath & Body Works? Not necessarily. It is apparently a new scent, as they indicated by this little new button being, you know, filled in here. But it smells a lot like some other Bath & Body Works fall fragrances that have been out in the past. It gives some sweet cinnamon pumpkin carving type vibes. It's really good. There is a nice nuttiness to this one for sure. It is delicious. I was really hoping that this would be the roasted pumpkin butter from back in the day. It's not that, but it's a great fragrance in its own right. Now, I did return one of the donut shop fragrances. I picked up 2 of that one as well. The lady was really surprised that I returned it, but then I was like, have you smelled it? Because she was like, oh, that's an online exclusive. We didn't get those here in the store. And I was like, yeah, you should smell it. And she stuck her nose in it, and immediately she was like, what is that? And I was like, does it smell like yeasty or bready to your nose? And she was like, yeah, it does. It's weird. And I was like, right? So I feel a little bit vindicated that like I'm not the only one that had a reaction of like, was this the intention here? I know a lot of you guys love that donut shop scent. I'm still gonna burn it because many of you said that it does transform once it's lit. So I'm gonna cross my fingers for that. I'm gonna light that one up probably early next week. And again, I still have a lot of these other new candles to dig into, but I had to dig into this one first because it just was, ooh, it's so good. Anyway, I exchanged the donut shop for, what did I exchange it for? Together Weather, I think it's called. That smells really good on cold sniff. So anyway, there's that. Let's talk wax melts. I shared a Scentsy haul, and by the way, Lisa and mine, our collab, I'll just say that, our collab is going live on Sunday the 29th. So not this Sunday, tomorrow, but next Sunday. So those of you that are waiting for our fall suggestions collab, it is coming your way. But I shared a Scentsy haul earlier this week. If you missed that, I'll link that down below. But yeah, I started grabbing some things from that haul. I still have the bars sitting over here. I need to put them away, but I grabbed a few things out of there to start not burning, but melting this week in my Scentsy warmers. And Honeycrisp Harvest was a definite must for this week. This is my favorite apple scent. This is my favorite apple scent from Scentsy. I think this is the best one they've ever done. It smells just like a Honeycrisp apple. Slight hint of like an apple blossom note as well, but mostly fresh, juicy, delicious Honeycrisp apple. I love it. I love it so much. So anyway, we did some Honeycrisp apple this week. We did some cinnamon vanilla, and I mixed cinnamon vanilla with Happy Birthday. I don't know why I did that, but I just was like, I feel like this would be good. And this was so good. So I'm gonna have to order another cinnamon vanilla because I was actually intending on mixing this with something else, but this is certainly not my last Scentsy order for the fall or the holiday time, so I'll be placing another one. So these two together. Happy Birthday is in my club. You can't get it right now, but if it ever comes back, you should put it in your club. It's so good. I love this. It's almost like it made Happy Birthday a like fall birthday cake fragrance. If my birthday cake smelled like this on November 6th, I would be so happy. I cannot remember the last time someone made me a birthday cake. I don't think I've had a cake in years. I kind of want a cake. Maybe I need to make my own cake. My husband is not a baker. I mean, he will go and buy me a cake, but I don't know, I'd like for him to make me a cake. If he could get like the Funfetti birthday cake mix and then maybe added some like nutmeg, maybe a little bit more vanilla to that, touch of cinnamon. I feel like it would be these two together. And it smells so good. This was so good. I had this going in the earlier part of this week. This was an amazing combo. It's like a fall birthday cake and I love it. All right, here we have apples and oats. I only have, what was I thinking with taking these 2 cubes? Like what? Where do you start with your cubes? When you are using a fresh Scentsy bar, which cubes do you use first? Normally, I start at the top, take these 2, then I take these 2, then I take these 2, and then these 2 are usually the last ones that get used together. So that is typically how I will use my Scentsy bars, but I don't know what the hell happened here. Anyway, I love apples and oats. This is delicious. This is like my fancy lady oatmeal breakfast. This smells like really beautiful, delicious oatmeal with like fresh apples cut up, the perfect amount of fall spices. This is so delicious. I adore this. Again, it's in my club. I don't know why they never brought this back. This and almond croissant, I believe, were released the same year, and I still have massive beef with Scentsy for like just discontinuing those 2. Like, why would you do that? Oh, actually I'm not gonna do that because it's not an empty, right? These are all empty, yes they are, and these 2 are empty as well. All right, we have to move on from apples and oats and almond croissant. Okay, this is Autumn Stroll. Now this came in a bring back my bar, and this is a slightly, I would say, almost borderline earthy, like fall leafy type of scent. It's very kind of a crisp fall scent. I feel like I smell some apple in here as well. I like this. I did specifically save it for the fall. I don't remember when this came back and bring back my bar, but I want to say it was probably maybe January of 2023. Don't quote me on that. Listen, I'm not a Scentsy consultant. I buy all of this stuff from my bestie Lisa, so if you have any questions, ask Lisa. She loves it when I tell people to go ask her questions. So I say thanks for doing that. No, she's so good. She's such a like lovely, helpful human being. Truly, if you do have questions, either go ask your consultant or yeah, hit up Lisa. She's always happy to answer questions. She loves talking about Scentsy. Okay, Caramel Apple Craze. This, what a great transitional scent. I really like this one, especially during the month of September, because it reminds me of when I was growing up. We would go to the Puyallup Fair and I would always get caramel apples, and this smells exactly like the fair. This smells so good. You get that really nice apple note. This fly is driving me crazy. Can you guys see it? It's been buzzing around here now for, I feel like, days. I don't know why it won't die. Every once in a while, Penny is my little fly catcher. She will hunt the flies down for me, but she's currently taking a nap on the couch. So, and Alf, by the way, is he's in my lap here, so I don't think oh yeah, you can. There he is. Say hi, buddy. Oh my goodness. Say hello. Yeah, no, he's taking a nap too. So, anyway, I have lazy dogs. The snoring that you've been hearing, it's been my bestie Alf here. So anyway, back to this. It smells exactly like my experience at the fair growing up. It smells like a delicious, sweet, juicy apple coated with the most delicious caramel. Again, this is caramel done right. There's just a beautiful sweetness to this. It's not cloying. It's not overpowering. It doesn't make you sick to your stomach. It just smells like the real thing. And it's so good. And I love it. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here for today's video. I appreciate you so much. Let me know what you are burning and melting in the comments down below. And I appreciate you being here. Subscribe if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up, all that stuff. And Alf and I are going to put all these candles away. And we're just going to hang out. Right, buddy? Oh, he's pumped. He is super pumped. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.